Okay, I thought I would do a short video on 12.4 to do with box plots, maybe from a little bit different perspective. But what I'm going to do is talk about something called a 5-number summary. It's a term that they use in statistics, okay, which you're doing, okay, and box plots and how these two are linked together. And of course there's mean and there's mode too. Okay, what is a 5-number summary? So it's a summarization of your data. Okay, here they are. Here's the 5 numbers. Okay, what they call them: minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, maximum. Okay, what do these have to do with the box plot? Okay, when you look at a box plot, the minimum and the maximum are easy to pick out kind of logically. In the middle, right, is the median. That's what median means, middle. Okay, that middle line, that's where that is. And then the first quartile number, okay, is this left side of the box, and the third quartile is this side of the box, this edge. Another thing is they use this word quartiles, right, which is another word for quarters, right, like 4 quarters in a dollar, or splitting things into fourths or quarters. So 25%, that's where 25% comes in. Okay, so when you're looking at a box plot, it's split up into quarters. 25, 25, 25, 25 equal 100%. So right in from here to here, you have 25% of your numbers, 25% of your numbers from here to here, etc. So you're really trying to see how things are laid out, the distribution, not specific numbers, just distribution. So now, another big thing with this video is I want to make sure you're clear on using your calculator to come up with your box plot and find various numbers you're asked to find. So here's some numbers, and at any point you can just pause your calculator or pause a video if you need to, and to step through this. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is taking some numbers. Here's 10 numbers. I've put them in order, so it's easy to see the minimum and the maximum, but it might not be easy to see the quartiles or the median, okay, or what the average is, etc. So here's what you do. You go to Stat, you go to Edit, and then in List 1, make sure there's nothing there, okay, you put in these 10 numbers. Okay, so then after you've done that, you go to do second mode, and that does quit. It takes you out of that. Okay, and you go back to Stat, and then you go to Calculate, and then you go to choose one variable stats. And then you make sure what's there is this list. Make sure there's list 1 there, and if it's not, you can get that. It's right above the number 1 key. So you can put that in. And then frequency list, you don't want anything there right now. Okay, for what we're doing, nothing. Okay, then you click on calculate. What you're going to get is a list of numbers, and the first one is 14.7. Now X bar, we call this X bar in stats. That's your mean. Okay, so if they're asking for the mean, that's one way to get your mean. Okay, as you go down, there's a bunch of stuff you won't need, and then you'll see n equals 10. That's just how many numbers there are. There's 10 numbers. Okay, but then if you go down, use your down arrow key, here's what they call the 5-number summary. Here's your minimum, your first quartile, median, third quartile, and your maximum. Okay, so how do these work into a box plot? Okay, now I've started the box plot. You always have a nice number line below. Okay, you always see that. And my minimum was 5. I've started it, so I've put in a mark here above 5, and there's my maximum above 25. Okay, and then my first quartile is 10. Notice I've done a bigger line here, and my third quartile, okay, was 20. And then my median is 15.5, so it just went a little bit above 15. Okay, so then how do we complete this? Well, you just complete your box like this, put in your upper whisker, sometimes they call that, and your lower, and there's your box plot. Now, these are not meant to see specific numbers, so those were your specific numbers up here, right? You don't see those in the box plot. What you see is approximately, and you don't even know for sure if maybe this is 5.1, but that's you're trying to see a general distribution. How are things laid out with your numbers? Okay, and so it looks like things are pretty symmetric. You can see it looks like it goes from about 5 to 25. You can see where the bottom 25% is, the bottom 50%. Okay, you can see that. You know, really, when you look at the median, you're going, well, it's just a little bit more than 15. But as you do your homework, you should be looking for where these numbers are, where your minimum, where your maximum. You should be able to pick out the right box plot without doing really any work except just looking and seeing which one, you know, through process of elimination, which one is your correct answer. So hopefully this helps a little bit with your homework.